Sandile Zungu is gunning for the South African Football Association presidency. Now, Sandile Zungu is the owner of AmaZulu FC. He's looking to replace Donny Jordan, whose current term as SAFA president comes to an end around September 2026. Now, Donny Jordan has led South African football for 13 years. He has been president for 13 years, about 4 terms, and he's had competition in the past, but they were not very successful. But Sandile Zungu's campaign is quite different. He has financial backing, coming from a private business background, owning 100% ownership of a club such as AmaZulu. So he has financial backing. And not just financial backing, the likes of Abu Lucas right there, retired footballers such as him, are backing him, and football regions around the country are backing him as well. So yeah, it's been quite a popular story, the Sandile Zungu campaign. Sandile Zungu, his campaign focuses heavily on rebuilding South African football from the ground up. He wants to revive school football, strengthen youth development. He wants to make sure that the school football comes back. It's revived. There is school football, but it's not at the level that where it was in the past. So he wants to revive that. He wants to improve women's football, banyana. He wants to attract more corporate investment into the game. He wants Bafana to attract more sponsors, more corporate sponsors. You know how the Springboks, not just the Springboks, the junior Springboks, the women's Springboks, they have a number of corporate sponsors. He wants Bafana, banyana, SAFA throughout to have that type of sponsorship backing, such as the Springboks. That's what he's focusing on. That's his campaign. He wants us to literally, from where we are now, he wants us to raise the bar. He thinks that South African football isn't at the level at which it should be. Relatively, yes, we've done well of late, relatively speaking, doing well in the World Cup, like Bafana getting bronze in the 2023 AFCON, women doing well, in the international stage, under 20 guys, under 20 Amajimbos winning the under 20 AFCON, which was a very good result last year. But like overall, Bafana's rankings were 54th globally, CAF we were 10th. There've been a number of administrative issues in SAFA, players not getting paid, coaches or other managers making mistakes, putting players not supposed to be playing. There was a whole situation with Mukwena. So under Donny Jordan's tenure, his 13-year tenure, it's had its ups and it's had its downs. The downs were quite extreme. So yeah, I think that change is needed. That's the general consensus, that change is needed. Is Sandile Zungu the right guy? That is up for discussion. That's what people are discussing online. But again, his campaign is quite strong. Sandile Zungu, he believes that South African football needs leadership, better governance, and stronger commercial strategy to unlock South African football's full potential.